Okay, g'day YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Another windy day in Melbourne, but still late winter at the moment. It's early August, and I'm still getting through my repotting of my deciduous trees. I've done a previous Gingko, dwarf Gingko. This is another dwarf Gingko. Now you can see the wire on it. I restyled it in a previous video, which I'll link to this description below. And with this tree, I had a new angle for it. Now, the new angle was, I believe, I looked at my other videos, I believe it was planted more on an angle like this kind of thing. Something like that to bring it up more. And I'm thinking I need to bring this trunk up more rather than lying down. But I like that vision for this tree to become more upright. And look, from side on, it looks pretty good, apart from this trunk being too far forward. So I think I'm just going to have to get a wire and guy wire and draw guy wire at the back, because you know Ginkgos grow in a flame style. So this is the kind of look I think I was going to go for, and that's the attempt I'm going to make at this tree. So we're going to repot this tree into the angle that I proposed. But you can see I'm going to have to do that kind of work to it. But it's a good chance to have a look at this tree and see what it looks like underneath all the soil, and see how much it's grown in the roots, which would be good. But also I want to try and get just a guy wire to pull that maybe to this trunk and bring it up forward. But I want to do that once I position the tree. I know you shouldn't wire a tree after you've repotted it, but this is more of a, hey, I need to see what it looks like in the pot it's in, or the angle it's in, before I can actually do that work. So this tree is going to be a little like, if you saw my other Gingko tree, this was a tree out of a nursery container a few years ago. I reduced quite a bit of the root ball, but I still need to have a look at underneath the base of the root base here, just to see what it would look like. Just like the other tree, what happened was there's really some heavy roots in the base, so I really want to get rid of those. So I think this tree will come out pretty easy. I'm going to wash the roots pretty clean. Then once I repot this tree, it'll probably stay in this pot for a good couple of years before I even touch it again. I just want to be able to see it from the angle that I want to grow it in. So that's the reason repotting is, you need to repot. One reason anyway. Also, a good healthy root system too would be very beneficial as well. So that came out pretty easy, pretty solid root base. Now I'm just going to go through. I think it's pretty good, pretty solid. I'm going to have a look what's in there once I comb all the roots out. But that's going to be a bit of, this will take me 20 plus minutes to do, because it's a nursery grown tree, and hasn't been in a bonsai pot. It's only been in a bonsai pot for 2 years, so it probably needs a lot of work. I need to do a lot of cleaning up so I really should comb out all these roots, try and find the roots that I want to try and keep, get rid of all the weeds as much as I can, find all the white yucky roots, white weeds and stuff like that. They're a bit white, I can tell what they look like. So once I give this a good clean out with the root hook, then I'll give it a nice, really good quality wash, and then I'll find more roots, cut the big ones off, then give it another wash, then come back, do it again until I'm really happy with the roots and how they are, and then I'll repot it, because it just needs it, just based on the other Gingko as well, how much work I need to do. So I'm just going to go around and comb all these roots out, then try and make sure, just get the roots looking healthy and strong, and get rid of all these weeds. So that said, a lot said in a few minutes there, but yeah, let's get the roots all right. I'll come back and show you what it looks like, and when it's ready to go, just like the other Gingko, and we'll find the right angle, and then we'll guy wire this up to this branch, I think, or even this wire here to be safe. Probably go that to this heavy wire, and then we're good, and we'll let it grow. Because this is a dwarf, it's slow growing, so I really don't want to. I need to do the work straight away. It's just going to take too long to grow into it. So get the work done, get it looking like a nice flame, and it looks beautiful when it comes into leaf soon. All right, I'll be back soon. All right, I'm back, and I have spent quite a bit of time really combing these roots out. Now you can see I've got a fairly flat root base now. Now I'm going to tip this over and I'll show you how much work I did. How's that? You see all those big cuts that I've done? That's the big heavy roots that nursery potted trees is the problem with them. Now I've got eliminated most of those you saw, and I've come right back into the base of that. Very important to do, and that gives you the obviously the stability for the future of this tree. I'm still trying to comb out some of the heavy roots so this tree sits as flat as we can. And as I said, these roots seem to be more like thick roots, so they're easy to maneuver with your hands, and they're not so firm and hard. So just feeling around, I felt some big heavy ones still in here, so I'm just going to clip them out because I want it to sit as flat as I can, because we don't want the big ones going down. We only want the flat ones, you know, the flat surface ones, and let that be hollow in the middle, and let all these roots grow out. So I've been able to spread a lot of this out, so hopefully you can form a much nicer nursery in the future. Now the trick was to find where it was going to get positioned. And I think it was something like that, more straighter, because this branch now is more forward, and we're going to bring it back up. So I was going to think about tying it to this and seeing what we can do with that, and guy wiring it in, so we'll see what we'll do that later. But it's going to be something like that. I've already prepared the pot. I've just put I put a root wires this way and this way, because I'm going to do quite a bit of them, because I've taken a lot of roots off, and I want it to actually be pretty stable in this pot for a number of years. So now we just want to tuck these roots down into this soil as best we can and give it a little. So I need it to stand up like that. Sorry, I've got the thing towards me. I'm just going to put a bit more soil on this side so I can stand up more and stay up more. Now what we'll do, we'll get those, once we tie the wire in, all these roots will be tied down, which is good, so we don't have to stress too much about that. We can form a nice nursery with it. But I think that's not too bad. It's quite nice and straight, and I want to get this up later. Well, work on this later. But it's not too bad there, but I'll show you what it looks like in a minute. Let me just tie this tree in. I think it's ready to be tied in. I don't think I need to make too many changes. I will tweak some of these roots that I wanted to move around a bit into place, so I don't have to put extra wire. But I wanted them to be more visible and radial, so that they're a bit more even. That's done that side. And the only problem is the tree goes backwards, but I can't. Really hard to fix that. Maybe I can get a bit more forward. Maybe it should be like that. How's that? Yeah. I think it just got to come a bit more forward. So the wire still holds the tree in, but not as tight as I need it to. So I'm going to have to get some soil into this back bit to lift the tree up. That's a bit better. It's coming a bit more forward now, but not 100%. But it's good for now. I think I like it as it is. Let's just tighten this one up because it got loose. Always finding a bit of white root, which is the weeds, so I'll just make sure I pull them out. Alright, that's a bit better. Let's get some white soil into it. It's just trying to make sure I have the right angle I wanted. Once this really is settled in and wired in, it's really hard to maneuver unless you repot it. I don't want to be repotting every year, this tree. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. So I'll get some wire and tie it up. Now you'll see this branch is a bit too horizontal, and I think that's why I needed to, was planning to wire it up, guy wire it up. Now, I don't have to do that today, to be honest. I can wait. I probably can wait. I don't have to do it today. I might come back and do it another day once the tree's settled a bit more, and I'll wire it up. Once maybe it's got foliage, maybe I'll have a look rather than do it today. You can see how far forward it is. It's not ideal. So we really want to get this right up into here, making another little sub tree. Nice and tight. Now it's just there's what it looks like for you guys from front on. There's a nice trunk here, nice middle trunk, and then this small one here which we need to bring up. But as I said, I think I'll just wait until the growing season, and once it's really established itself in this pot and it's growing well, then I'll wire it. I don't want to move around these roots too much. I could do it now, but you know what? The tree's just going to keep rocking and rolling. So. I did say I was going to do it though. I'm in two minds now. Should just get it over and done with. Probably. But I just have to prepare it. I've got to prepare some tubing and some wire, etc. So I'll just prepare that and I'll come back and show you guys the technique in doing that. So I'm just going to, so it's pretty much done, but I'm just going to have to work, as you know, I always work with the chopstick, work the roots in. Probably needs a good 5 minutes or so to work these roots in, because I have to spread them out quite nicely. So I really want to get in between, but I'll come back and I'll get a guy wire ready to go, and we'll tighten that up in the video, because there's a bit of prep work to do that. So yeah, I'll come back. Okay, I'll be back soon. All right, as promised. So I finished actually repotting it, but as promised, I put a guy wire here. So I've got a bit of copper wire that I use for guy wiring. I put a bit of tubing around that guy wire so it doesn't cut into the trunk. Hooked it onto this little trunk here, and I hooked it onto this heavy wire here, the other side, which side I'm going to tighten on. So I just got to be careful because I've just repotted this tree, so I'm going to have to be quite. I'm going to have to see if I can do this with one hand while I tighten. So just bear with me. It could be a bit of a slow process. So slowly coming up. So it's coming up slowly. You can see it's slowly coming up. So it's usually easier with two people doing this, or when you've repotted it, or when the tree's pretty firm in the pot. But I'm just saying I can do this now because I'll get it over and done with and just let the tree settle. Now the reason you use copper, it's much stronger, so it doesn't. Well, if this was aluminium, it probably would have snapped by now, because of the work I'm doing. Now the trick is, see if I can do this. It's very hard with one hand. Probably can't do it with one hand. So I've got it a fair way already. Just want to see if I can get it a bit more. So how's that? It's starting to see how it's not as forward anymore. It's come right up, and it's sitting as a third trunk now. Got the big one in the middle, to that one there, and that one there. So I think that's not a bad point where it is at the moment. Just going to check, nothing cracking, nothing hurting. Could go up a tiny bit more. You always want that little bit more, but you can see by guy wiring it, you can actually do a bit of work. Now I won't really touch this tree for a while. I'm going to let it grow for a good 6 months, see what it looks like in summer, and then yeah, let me have a quick look. I like it there. I think that's enough for now. What do you reckon? Is that enough for now? I think it might be. we'll just leave that for now. I think there, I've got the guy wire. I can keep tightening it wherever I want to. So, all right, there you go, guys. Another little ginkgo done and repotted and ready for the spring growth. And hopefully, really starts to really nicely look like that big flame kind of tree that I'm going for. So you can see the branching's kind of in the right spot for that flame look. So, all right, guys. See you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.